Hello, welcome to Eternal News Once in a Lifetime News Report. Broadcasting live right now on TV is our CEO, Chloe Salazar.
Hello, I'm Chloe Salazar. I'm the CEO of Eternal News, and now for a once-in-a-century news report, I am choosing Theo Chang. He will go back in time to explain the history of America.
Welcome to Eternal News. I am Theo Chang, and I will be your news anchor today, live on the scene. On this journey, historians will be joining us to talk about some of the major events in American history. As a way to find out how America formed, what does America mean, what do Americans value? First, we will travel back 12,000 years in history with guest historians Emily Bocane, Ella Prince, Nikki Mogilevsky, Harper Vaughn, Sophia Litsky, Josephine Eifrigan, Max Crow, Nick Nagasawa, and Coco Yamane. Let's head into the portal now.
Right now, you are in the midst of a mass migration of the ancestors of what will become the Native Americans. Some of these ancient tribes will eventually become the Anasazi, ancestors to the Hopi and the Navajo. Others will become the Mound Builders, ancestors to the Sioux, and many other tribes.
All right, let's step into the time portal and move forward in time to the age of exploration.
So far, native tribes have been living amongst their own civilizations until European people arrived, primarily from Spain, France, and England, in search of better lives, riches, or territorial gain. It's 1619. European civilization is starting in the New World. The first permanent English settlement is Jamestown, which is in Virginia. Plantations are abundant in this new swampy land. Businessmen are now farmers, working hard under the blazing sun to harvest tobacco and other plants. The work is very rough, and many don't like it. The businessmen are hoping that their life will be improved with some solution so they don't have to work.
Hey, look, there's some people in the field. Let's send our silent, nearly invisible spy drone to see what they are doing.
Krabe? Hi, my name is Abba Malas from the village of Drufade. Where are you from? Oh, then you come from where my father was born. What is your name? Hello, Bila. How many reigns are you? I am 11 reigns old. I wish that I could go back to my family and see them again. I bet you feel that way too. I came here on a ship through the Middle Passage with my family, but they died from a terrible disease. The conditions on the ship were horrible. There were a lot of sick people, and it was hard to sleep with the harsh current moving against you. There wasn't a lot of space on it with all the people on it from my village. How did you get here? How are your parents on the ship in the Middle Passage? Did they pass away too, or are they still alive and with you here? Oh, I am sorry. Even though we both have had many hardships, I still devote my life to Allah, the crescent moon. What about you? Do you have a different God or the same? I think I see another Chua over there in the field. Keep working.
Above the laws is from Jupiter, the Gambia. At this time in history, many African people are being kidnapped from their homes in Africa to slave away at plantations for the rest of their lives. The ideas of racial hierarchy started during this time. As more Europeans settle in the colonies, more Africans are forced into slavery in the triangular slave trade. Population increase caused more colonies to form. But to have a colony, you have to have money, support the local economy, pay taxes, pay for things, basically everything. The only problem was that many didn't want to work. So, prospect of having someone else working for you for their entire life, and you don't have to pay them, and that was better than having an indentured servant, and it was much better than working yourself. This is the thought process of many slave owners, and so slaves became integrated into society.
Wait, you're talking about the 18th century? We are still in the 17th century, talking about the first English settlements.
Let's go forward in time to the second permanent English settlement, Plymouth. It all started when King Henry VIII created the Church of England, aka the Anglican Church. Years later, the Puritans didn't like the religious practices of the Anglicans, and King James I oppressed the Puritans in what can be considered a religious war. The Puritans thought the Anglicans were too Catholic, so the Puritans, like William Bradford, practiced their religion in secret and fled to the Netherlands. Over time, the Puritans didn't like that their children were becoming too Dutch, so they went to the New World. Those separatist Puritans, who we now know as Pilgrims, fled Europe on the Mayflower. Their captain was Christopher Jones.
I will go forward in time from Jamestown, along with our spy, Cameron Jones, to visit Captain Christopher Jones while he's talking to his first mate, Mr. Coppin.
Mr. Coppin, we have been sailing for more than a month and a half now, and the weather is as ferocious as ever. We are in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean with no protection from the violent weather. The waves are almost as big as a ship, and the wind is not on our side. A beam has broken too. The sails are in poor condition. I can only hope that some souls aboard have the right tools to repair them. Mayflower was not meant for all these passengers, and the Speedwell is no help. It's as old as the trees and rocks here. It can't even float properly. I hope that the Jamestown settlement in this new world will have enough resources to fix the broken beam on the main deck and money so we can pay off our debts we owe to Mr. Weston. We should send men around the ship to tend to the passengers to make sure they don't develop scurvy, for it would be a terrible fate for any passenger to come down with such a horrible disease. Their religion, the Puritan religion, is unique in some ways. I can understand why they would want to go on this voyage, so they don't get hanged. I myself would want to go on this voyage if I was one of them. I lost both my children and wife back at home on Harwich, and would not like to lose any of my passengers. I feel regretful for not being able to keep my family alive. Death and loss are things that I would not wish upon anyone. I sure do hope that there will be medicine when we arrive at the settlement to cure those who have disease on the ship. I miss my family, Mr. Cobbin. I hope we reach the settlement soon so that I can go home and see the remainder of my family which I have left. I miss the old days when I was a simple tradesman. The Johnson was just a dependable ship. Memories I have on the ship make me think of my lovely wife, Johnson Gray. I remember the days when I would arrive on the shores of France to trade textile goods from England in return for delicious wine. I don't feel too well. I've been losing my appetite as the days have gone by, and I have been feeling weaker. I don't feel very good. I shall go below deck and stay in my quarters.
The separatist Puritans arrived amongst the Wampanoag tribe in what is now Massachusetts. With the help of Tisquantum, the Puritans formed a strong alliance with Massasoit, Sachem of the Wampanoag. To celebrate their friendship, the Wampanoag and Puritans came together for a 3-day harvest festival. This eventually became the holiday Thanksgiving.
Years after the arrival of Captain Jones and the Pilgrims in 1620 in Plymouth, Massachusetts, the Indian tribes of the Wampanoag Confederation fought to take their land back and kick off the greedy English. King Philip, known as Metacom, was the leader of the Wampanoag during the war. The tribe within the Wampanoag Confederation, known as the Pogasets, was led by a fierce Saskatchewan named Weetamoo.
Now we will go forward in time to see what happens between these Puritans and the Native Americans who live on the land.
She was known for being the leader of the Pocasset people during the Great Swamp Massacre and King Philip's War in 1675. Weetamoo led an attack with 300 soldiers of her tribe, led them to victory against the English. She was feared by the English for the power she held. Here you'll find Weetamoo in a forest in West Kingston, Rhode Island, giving a victory speech to her people while they celebrate under the stars around the campfire.
Tonight the stars shine brightly as our victory today. Our stomachs are full of deliciously prepared deer tonight. The forest owls celebrate with us in our victory. The coyotes join us in their howls of joyfulness. Ow! It's been a long war and we have lost many great warriors, but we've emerged victorious so far. We've had to do so much, and there's still much to do. Thunder and rain boomed during our fight. The rain made fighting difficult for our opponents and in this great swamp fight. Their feet slipped in the tall grass and the mud made their footing unsteady. But the land wanted us to survive and flourish. The greedy English tried to defeat us, but we never gave up. I've lost so many special to me, including my own child. Us Wampanoags have a long war ahead of us, but we will win. We will emerge victorious. We will get through this, and there will be one who fails English, and not us. You then. Yes, you. You had fine spear fighting. Also, thanks for being so brave and saving that child from in front of their horses. You are a great savior. Metacom and I are especially tired out, seeing as we had to lead all of you, but it's worth it. You are now more experienced at war. In case we ever need to fight again, we're in good shape. And you did well too. I noticed how the whole time you fought, you never lost spirit. And you made a tasty meal for us all tonight. Many thanks, we'll enjoy it later. Remember, we appreciate you all. You see, it's not just one of us, it's thanks to all of us that we won. We did very well. It's been so long since we began. Remember how your training led up to this? Thanks for your hard work in this war. You did so well. Some may ask if we may feel sorrow for the English we have killed, but to that I say, they would not hesitate to kill me. My goal is to kick out the English from our land. How dare they think they belong here on our sovereign land and culture? These English imbeciles only want money, power, land. We will never give it over them. Once the greedy English get what they want more and more and more. They're that greedy. Once they get what they want, they'll take anything from anyone unless they're stopped. And we are the people to stop them. We have something they will never have, spirit, and we will not give up. and we will win. They should never have taken our land.
Unfortunately, Guido died by drowning while trying to cross the river on the way to battle in 1676. Her body was found near an English town where they put her head in a hole as proof that she had been defeated. King Philip's War ended badly for the Wampanoag. In addition, they were distraught when they saw her head in that hole. Many were sold into slavery, and the Wampanoag tribe disbanded. At least 750 native warriors were killed along with Metacom, whose head was also put in a hole for 25 years in Plymouth.
Next, we will go forward in time to the growing colonies of the British.